free your consciousness.
I've got one that can see.
The Matrix is everywhere. It is all around us. It is the world that has been pulled over your eyes to blind you from the truth.
The light of the apocalypse shines brightly in this age, while the four horsemen gather their forces of war, famine, conquest, and death as they ride triumphantly. The blinding and merciless spotlight shines upon all the dirt and filth, upon the corruption, hypocrisy, and lies in this age of illusion, this age of unveiling. Those who have removed the scales from their eyes through willful intent can clearly see the ever-increasing chaos as the storm gathers in intensity and ferocity. Others find false comfort in willful denial, unable to face the situation with courage, incapable of grasping the larger picture of what is occurring all around them. Events are speeding up at an alarming pace and intensifying dramatically. The veil has lifted, and all that has remained hidden in the shadows is now being revealed. The illusion is unraveling, and those who have not done their inner work will suffer emotional and psychological breakdown. No longer can the ego hide behind the false masks of the persona. The light of the apocalypse now shines upon the disingenuous nature of so many people living the lie. The light acts as a mirror for those who are not afraid to face themselves. Unfortunately, most people will retreat within the limitations of their reality bubbles, propping up a false sense of security within the confines of their cognitive fortresses. Evil has emerged from the shadows in this age, and those who refuse to acknowledge it are those who have failed to face their own inner shadow, those who remain mesmerized by the lie, those who have refused to dethrone the false king ego. The outer world of manifested reality and the inner workings of the psyche are intimately connected. Those who heretofore operated covertly from the shadows understand this intimately, and they make every effort to manipulate the perceptions. They are reality contortionists who, through varying techniques and methodologies, influence the human mind to collectively project the twisted reality that they prefer and thrive within, which is one of chaos, misery, and human suffering that they feed on like vultures, picking at the rotting corpses of the dead. Maybe the Gnostics were onto something. Perhaps this reality was hijacked by archons that feed on negative energy generated by human beings on an energetic farm. I think it's becoming obvious in this age of apocalypse that something not human has been fucking with mankind, as it were, for a long, long time. By generating fear, suffering, and human misery, they create a food source, if you will, to feed upon like vampiristic parasites. War is an all-you-can-eat buffet to them, and judging from current events, they're getting hungry.
And unfortunately, these idiots seem to be supporting genocide.
Obviously, we are conditioned to celebrate death in this beautiful oasis that's been transformed into a clownish, macabre freak show. The question is, how do we transform it into something that we prefer to experience? Is that even possible? It's obvious that war is breaking out all over the world, but the true nature of this war is perceptual and energetic. It's a war on consciousness, and the main theater of operation is your own mind. That is where you must go to battle to take down the tyrant. That is where the war will be won or lost. Dethrone the false king ego, and all will follow. The ego should be a servant, never a master, and all one needs to do is take an honest look at global events and bear witness to the results of ego run amok. Then the toughest question must be asked of oneself. What is my part in all of this? If the individual discovers the answer and thus reconfigures his perceptual awareness, he returns to the expansive flow of creation, ceases to be a participant in the circus carnival, and is well on his way to inner healing. People are afraid to examine the horrors of this world because they are afraid to examine the inner darkness of their own haunted temple. The shadow is like a disheveled vagabond rapping on the window, trying to tell us, "Hey, motherfucker, the house is on fire." But we ignore it to our own detriment. This war will not be won on the physical plane. I doubt that it can be. However, when the inner duality is balanced and reconciled, the outer will reflect that. Heal yourself, and you heal the world. Perhaps the simulation is ending. Maybe we need to do the inner cleanup to face completion as holistic beings, tempered like swords forged in the fires of the earth realm. When people hear the word apocalypse, they often think of destruction, chaos, and calamity, but the word simply means to disclose, to uncover, to reveal. The apocalyptic light of unveiling is intensifying by the moment. Embrace it and turn it inwards. Allow it to shine on the shadow so that it may be healed. Realize also that the light does not only reveal the negative, but one must first deal with the inner schism, the extreme duality, and the repressed inner trauma before totality can be reached and the light of the true self can be revealed and embraced. Surrender the ego willingly, and everything changes. The time is now to begin this important inner work, and time is running out. One can engage in this process willingly or be dragged through the mud kicking and screaming. The stubbornness of Little King Ego will be the undoing of so many people, and we can clearly witness the emotional and psychological collapse occurring within people all around us. And let's not forget to mention the soulless ones, the spiritually dead that walk amongst us. You see them, right? The ones whose flame has been snuffed out, the vacant eyes of the walking dead. Try not to be too blindsided by all the distractions and minutiae. It's all designed to keep us from looking within. And remember, fear no evil, for you are about to come face to face with it. Stay centered and walk in peace.